come to me in peace. I am moral sunweaver, Norse pagan, dark mystic, and student of the occult, and I welcome you. When we want to speak about or even debate religion and spirituality, it is quite important to know what we are talking about. Because of that, we need to clarify what each of those terms means. I'm going to explain my own understanding of them, along with third term, mysticism. As I claim myself to be a mystic, it is only fair that I explain the meaning of it as well. Let us start with religion. It sounds simple enough to many people. After all, when asked about their religion, they know what to say. It is clear as a day to them. It is when we try to form universal definition when it becomes difficult. Another issue comes when we try to make a clear line between what is still a religion and what is not fitting to be called one. To help you understand this problem, we need to point out weak difference between a religion and religion-like group. And weak it is. Let us explain it on two buses example. We have two buses filled with people traveling to a special event. One is filled with Christians going to visit a mass at old cathedral, given by great and famous priest. The other is filled with Republicans going to meet with their representative in this country, giving his great speech. Both parties visit a place of importance to them. Both believe in their trip being useful. Both are experiencing strong emotions at their visited event. Both are there along like-minded people. Both groups might be remembering it for years. Both groups are likely looking up to someone they meet on their visit, a priest or a politician. And both believe in ideals they stand for. What is the difference? My difference lies in one group looking up to a physical person and other to a spirit. In the end, it is not much of a difference at all. Therefore, my definition of religion is that of a sort of a social club related with spiritual. Group of religious people always forms their own inner culture, customs, traditions, and norms of behavior. This is inevitable. Culture and religion are strongly connected. Every group of people forms their own culture, religion or not. Of course, this is by far insufficient definition to be applied to every religion, and sometimes it is hard to say if what we see is still religion. There are even atheistic religions out there, among many others. Okay, moving on. Now for spirituality. Spirituality is strongly connected with religion, but it is not the same thing, and if I can tell, the two terms are not used interchangeably. Unlike religion, which is about belonging with people, spirituality is about personal interest in the spiritual practices and experiences, about belonging with spirits. It means having and developing personal relationship with spiritual. Spiritual person can be a member of a religious group. This is kind of considered normal and proper that religious person is spiritual. In fact, it is expected of members of religion to be spiritual, as that is actually the point. Religious group is ideally a group of people having relationship with spiritual world. Unfortunately, this ideal is but a wishful dream. When the religion group becomes big and dominant, its culture becomes dominant too, and sooner or later expected to be accepted by everyone, usually along with the religion. Unfortunately, that leads to a religious group to include a lot of people who are in fact followers of other faith, or people who have no spiritual faith at all. These people don't have any choice but to play along and obey culture and norm of dominant religion. Otherwise, they would become outsiders, risking losing their friends, family, their jobs, or even their life. The level of danger for people leaving their religion varies depending on the religion, as well as on the place they live at. While religious groups tend to hate or at least highly disapprove apostates, that meaning people leaving their religion, they can be just as confused by people who are spiritual but have no need of religion, be it no need for self-identification with any religion, or being solitary practitioner of one without any need for a religious socialization. These people tend to be solitary practitioners, although this becomes questionable when they form online communities in order to share their experience or even to sell products or services. The community forming around them online is not yet a religion, but definitely can evolve into one. I won't be speaking about danger of cults here. There are many ways they can form around charismatic people who then turn into dangerous monsters playing with lives of others, ironically not really realizing what they are truly doing. For today, we will just admit that they exist and that they are a real danger when exploring spirituality. Spirituality can be of various intensity. For example, some people are spiritual only in their opinion that spiritual is real and that it ends for them. Then there are people who seek spirituality through learning from others. That is probably the concept of ideal member of group or religion. Why? Because the other kind are people with personal experiences with spiritual, and their experience is not always in line with the religion. In consequence, these experiences might be refused or the person might leave the religion. Now that we understand the spirituality, let us look at its kind of extreme form, the mysticism. While spirituality is having connection or a relationship with spiritual, being a mystic is living and becoming spiritual, actually divine. There are two goals of mystics, either to become one with the God or to become the God oneself. This depends on whether the mystic follows left-hand or right-hand path. Calling mysticism extreme is not random, though if religious, mystics are loyal to their religion, they are an anomaly from the norm and can be even seen as heretics. Ideal mystics are peaceful people, tolerant and kind. But again, ideal doesn't exist in real life. Not everyone who claims to be a mystic is one, and even those who are mystics are still humans with all their errors and imperfections. Now that all these definitions are set, in short, religion being external expression within a group, spirituality being having contact with spiritual, and mysticism meaning spirituality being at the center of one's life, how can we figure that out in people around us? Not easy to answer that, but if you want to know that about a person, you need to get to know the person. You need to observe them, their words and deeds, and through them to peek into their heart. It takes time, but it is probably the best method. And now about me. I am Norse pagan and dark mystic. Dark meaning following left-hand path, and a mystic. Yes, I do not only practice spiritual, but I live it, or at least I'm doing my best to. I took this path on my own free choice. No one talked me into it. No one recommended it to me. In fact, some people are warning about it, and rightfully. Mystic is different, an anomaly, so we are set aside, no longer same as others. Yet, we still remain humans. We eat, we feel cold, we work. There is more to it, but it would be needlessly confusing, so I think I won't complicate it anymore. I think that by now we explained the meanings of religion, spirituality and mysticism just enough. Thank you for your time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Feel free to like, dislike and subscribe. Go in peace and guard your heart well.